everybody, welcome along to League of Europe. I said the right league this time. Round number 10 of Division 3, and we had loads of action in Jeddah in real life in Formula 1, and guess what? We got more action right now, because we can't get enough of it. It is the Portuguese Grand Prix at Portimao at the Algarve. My name is Jesper, and for the first time in 3 weeks, I am not alone. I am joined by my favourite person in the whole wide world. Welcome back, Mr. Evil Dragon. Hello, Liam. How you doing?
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all that. I haven't said that for a long time. I'm back. I've returned. I've been dragged out of, like, a black hole somewhere in the middle of Narnia. So this will end well. I've not talked or spoken to the internet in about 6 years, so Rust might be interesting to see, but that's normally when I get things. Luckily, the PlayStation now can have Discord, so I can listen to the game whilst also racing, which is a big benefit. So if I do sound slightly different, that's probably just because it's the PlayStation on Discord now. But apart from that, looking forward to seeing Portimao. 33 laps of action ahead of us, a circuit which, of course, hosted F1 in 2020 and 2021. Wasn't on 22 or 3, I don't believe, but it is on the game, of course, as added DLC. But, of course, not the first time this circuit was built. Well, it first hosted a race. It was in 2002. It was originally built for F1 grade standards, but, of course, they decided not to pursue it at all. But since then, it has become one of the more trickier circuits for these league races to come to, mainly because we don't really race there in real life, so there isn't as much of a idea of these cars. So, new Formula 1 cars around a beautiful circuit. We don't race in real life, so I imagine it's going to go quite well.
It's one of my favourite tracks on this game. I absolutely love racing. I absolutely love commentating on it. In fact, I've commentated the race on it on Wednesday, so I should be fully alert, hopefully, as to the challenges of the track. So, last week, we were at Imola, and it was a very entertaining race, and we saw Charlie, who got dropped down from Division 2. He's now in Division 3. He won his first race in a division, which was great to see, and we saw Demorts take second place. What does that do with the championship, I wonder? Well, we got Chill on 155 points compared to Demorts 133, so it's a round about a 20-point gap between a 22-point gap between the pair of them. White Collier in third in the championship. He finished fifth last week. Then we got Sergat that only scored 1 point. Cam got his first DNF of the season last week. He is in fifth in the standings. Ryan B is in sixth. Guapo, I believe, I've been looking at the chats recently, and I believe he's left the league. So he's not going to be in the league anymore, which is a shame because I loved his racing. Connor O'Keefe got one of my stand-up performances from last week. He got a podium, he got P3. He drove really, really well and avoided all the carnage. So great job to Connor. J-Luke finished in 10th. Then we got Matt in the standings. He got 4 points last week. He finished 9th overall, I think. And we got Matt Tibos, Lars, Charlie, Ryan Belshaw, Judy Show, Harry, Corner Kicker, and then we've got Aledi. It's spelled DNF has been spelt wrong in Aledi's name. It says DMF. I don't know what that stands for, but yeah. And then we have a few other people near the back as well. So those are your standings, and in good timing, we are about to head to qualifying. And by the way, before we start qualifying, the audio for Liam, it doesn't actually sound that different when we're on the Discord call.
Excellent.
So I was speaking about it last night with you when I was in a call. The Discord element on PS5 is absolutely brilliant. I wish they haven't actually enabled the screen sharing yet, but
No, I don't think they will.
I don't think they will for a while, but I'm really impressed with the sound quality on Discord. It's much better being on Discord than in a PSN party, so we'll definitely use this more often for any other things that we do. So first car out on circuit, I believe, is one of the Alfa Romeos, and I could put your name on the screen for the first time in 3 weeks.
Yes, they've dragged me on the screen for the first time for weeks. But yeah, Alfa Romeos of Harry F, and I've also got Ryan B following quite swiftly behind as well. I would say I know what the core names on this circuit are, but I've forgotten them because I don't even know how many corners it is. It's got 17, 18, I think 17, 18 corners-ish. That corner we're coming up to there. What sort of people dropping it through that? Very easy. 4th gear corner. Up on the power, a little bit off cambered as well. Bumps always come apparent as well down here. I've seen many a car go wide here and then just swap the rear end right into that barrier there. And let's hopefully we don't see anyone doing that today. Now, Melty has a quali ban, so my favourite man, I can't curse him. But I shall do my damn best to curse him nonetheless during the race. So we'll see how that goes. But first car on circuit, we've got yellow flag. That's one of the Hasses going slow in the background as everyone starts to back up on their to begin their first flying lap. Will cost 16 minutes of qualifying ahead of us. That would normally equate to around about 3, maybe 4 flying laps, depending on the drivers. But here we go, then down in towards turn 1. See if gear, of course, first corner. Chuck it around about 100 metre boards, then chuck it through to the right, down to 5th. Sometimes going to settle the rear end, but get to wave through there, through 2, into 3 as well. Track limits, of course, being monitored at turn 1 and 2. And a few others as well, up through here into 4. Very easy to run wide and just get a track limit violation through there. You now come down into the braking zone of turn 6, and then, of course, into the 7-8 complex, down into 2nd gear through there, nice and gently up on the power as you rise back over the crest then. Here in Portugal, here in the Algarve, you chuck it into that double right-hander. This is the one I always say can catch a driver out, especially if you hug the inside too easily. You can see that rear end starting to step out a little bit. He gets away through there, you now dive downhill, then gets back up over the hill like a roller coaster. Bring it to the left-hand side, blind apex on the right, but hooks it up quite nicely through there. A little bit twitch on the rear as you come back to the back end of the circuit as well. This is one of my also least favourite corners on the circuit. As again, another corner is very easy just to snap the rear end out. And then, of course, into the real last corner on this circuit, because the last one is completely flat, but it is very difficult as well, especially if you have damage or have a little bit unsettled. You can go off into the wall on the left-hand side or normally into the pit lane entry. But up to the line, and Harry F goes to a 118.1. Behind that, we have got one of the Hasses. I believe it's not a Lady, it'll be MCR crossing line right now. 2nd position for him, 118.7. Dives out of the way as that's a car's got a invalidation following behind. That'll be Ryan B. We've got the McLaren of crossing line, but doesn't improve as Charlie goes up to P2, purple last sector. The other cars crossing the line right now. Cam up to 3rd. The Mercedes crosses the line and goes up to 5th. What about the Ferrari as Mort goes up to P1? What about the other Ferrari has invalidated? He's on the medium compound tyres right now, just going for that first run of the afternoon. Ryan goes up to P2. In the meantime, further down the field, we've got a few other cars crossing the line. We've got a Lady. We've also got Kicker crossing the line right now. He goes up to 5th. We've got one of the Williams, I believe it is, of Chim up to the line. Let's see what he can do. So far, stays up there, up to P2 right now. The Mercedes behind him of Connor goes up to 10th. And a Lady crosses the line and goes in, beats that 10th position for the time being. But of course, not representative lap times straight out of the box, because remember, track will warm up, track will grip up as the session goes on. We've still got quite a few cars didn't really set their proper lap times. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them haven't set proper lap times. They've invalidated, and a Multi, who of course is out of qualifying with the penalty he picked up, presumably as an Alpine off there. Hello Alpine, it's gone off into the penultimate corner, my friend. And is that Julie Show? It is Julie Show who's gone off, and the Alpine, number 32 there, trying to get himself back on circuit, has to wait a little bit as he come down here, keep it to the inside, because blind apex down there as the other Alpine gets past in the meantime. But first run so far, Jess, Malt on provisional pole, but we expect those times to start tumbling by at least half a second.
Yes, and the drivers have only had a while to practice around this circuit because he's only been in the game for quite a bit. First came into the fold in 2020 when it started racing here due to COVID, as you were saying earlier on. And it's getting a bit quieter now as a few people are going into the pit and is saving a set of tyres for their second runs at least as well. Interestingly, they wanted to get the medium runs out the way. Tyres egg I found on the mediums around here is not too bad. They can last quite a bit around this circuit, which is probably why some people have gone for medium run to start off the session. There's some people that can't do that, by the way. It was open, this track, 2008, which was cost of $195 million, and it's a 2.9 mile lap, mainly used for testing purposes, as someone's had an off in sector 2.
That's that Ferrari. Do you know that corner I said earlier on, Jess? It's very easy to drop it. That Ferrari's done that there, I believe, hasn't he? Yeah, he has. So, Roddy's probably done. Got on the curb on the outside. Rear end's just gone, yeah, you're joking. I'm not doing this. And is swiftly gone backwards towards a wall. And, of course, on this game, the grip is pretty annoying, I will say. It's not got a lot of grip at all. It's very easy to, traction control on this game. It doesn't really exist. Mediums should be higher. Full should be, not... You shouldn't have to use full on this game. I have to, because for whatever reason, medium is just like trying to, eat some food with, something that's not a knife or fork. And you have to eat, it's like eating chopsticks. It's just impossible. I'll say that much. I don't like chopsticks. I've tried it. Doesn't end well. I do tend to just give up and just get a spoon and eat, things with spoons or a fork or, more useful
Fork.
things than chopsticks. Yes, a fork. They're much better than chopsticks, I will say. But I digress. Also here. But of course, like you said, Jess, first circuit, 2008, hosted the 2009 pre-season testing, or late 2008 pre-season, which was interesting because it's the only time you will ever see a 2008 car running with 2009 parts, and I can say they look beautifully horrendous at the same time. I do recommend you look them up pre-season. McLaren did it. Was the Honda / Braun at the time. Ran it as well, and I think a few other cars were running at different specs of cars. But meanwhile, Matt Tibos, purple sector 1 as he comes down into the hairpin. Gets on the power nice and early, up to 4th, into 5th gear. You then chuck it into double right-hand, of course. 10 minutes to go on the clock through 7th gear. Little bit of a left off through there, slight tap of the brakes into turn, I believe 9, which is the corner, which is very easy to drop it. All nice through there, as then you chuck it down and up. And of course, remember, in real life on this track, it is generally like a roller coaster because most of the parts in the circuit are either looking at the ground or looking at the sky. And that's something about these modern circuits, of course, you've got your Jeddah and all of these modern Tilkodromes you've got. They don't have the elevation like these, I'd say these older circuits, but this isn't really old.
Yeah, it's like Lando Norris's meme that came a thing in 2020 as well, and a lot of people use it for their Twitch alerts, but I wonder if Matt Tibos will be thinking about that. Matt Tibos up to the line, and it is pole position, 1:17.7. We got a Haas that's in the middle of their lap. Someone has just gone for a spin, actually. He's one of the Alpines.
Ledy's invalid, yeah, so...
that's probably why then. No, it was an Alpine that spun. There's a yellow flag set to 1.
I was saying Ledy was the one that invalidated Harry F next across the line to begin a lap time, and that's his out lap. We've got the other Alfa Romeo crossing the line of Ryan. He goes up into P5. The Red Bull, I believe that's Ryan, goes up to P3 for the time being. Demott still in that P2 so far. More yellow flags coming out at the back end of the circuit. Hannaring comes up to the line right now, putting on a hot lap, goes up to P4 then in the Scuderia rear Ferrari. So good lap for him. Next up, I believe it's either J. Luke or his teammate. J. Luke coming up to the line as well. Let's see what he can do. Blast, and he goes up to pole position temporarily. And Professional 1:17.555. Behind that, who can beat it? Connor not on a lap time. We got one of the Mercedes, Gat up to the line. He's on a out lap. We got the other Ferrari, Lars, crossing the line right now. He is also now on a out lap. We got the Aston Martin. We've also got the
McLaren.
Improved McLaren. That'll be that's Matt Tibos. So he's
in
coming
the
into the pit lane. So.
And speaking of McLarens, Lee, we've got a new driver in the McLaren. It's Toyn Coin. What a name. So welcome to League of Europe, one of our newest drivers to the league, and don't know his pace. I am interested to see how he fares against all the other drivers in this league, and League of Europe is a really lovely league, so he's picked the right league to join, I must say. So welcome. He's about to start his next run, collecting in 14th at the moment. So Gap's off. That is turn 8. He's lost it.
I think what he's done is that instead he's got out of the way of someone and dropped him here. I'm absolutely going to call him Cointoin at some point during this stream, so I'll get it out of the way. To be fair, it rolls off the tongue better that way around, but Coin. Here we go then through turn 3 into 4. Nice and gently on the power right there. A little bit twitchy there to get lift off ever so slightly, but straight back on the power. Down the hill. Downhill braking, remember? You have to be a little more gentle, of course, and make sure you don't snag a brake as well as one of the Alfa Romeos getting out of the way on the inside. Looks like he was running a very low setup, Jess. Definitely can hear him bouncing off the floor is D-Mox there, 117.4, so he goes even quicker then. He's really starting to up the pace a little bit. Let's see what this McLaren is doing. Sector 1 split, didn't really say anything. What his time was. He is 2 temps up on his time so far, so we're looking at around about a top 10 position, really. I mean, it's awfully close, really, from here all the way up to around about 7th. As Charlie goes even quicker then to a 117.4, so he's even quicker. These times starting to tumble bit by bit. What about Toyn then as he comes through the last corner? The debutee then, of course, Oscar Piastri, who got himself into the top 10 in his second outing in the McLaren. What about Toyn? Can he get himself in the top 10? He can. Goes up to P4 then. But himself, ironically, just ahead of his teammate there, Matt Tibbos, who, of course, is the other McLaren in real life. Didn't do very
Suspension
well.
issues for Lando Norris.
See, he's just a little bit washed, you know. I mean, don't crash into the wall, innit? I mean, what? Just fraud. Lando fraud. There we go.
Similar problem that Logan Sargent had, but it was, I think it was about turn 2, turn 3 where he grazed the wall, and he also had, I think, suspension issues and set a time which was way. Well, and
38 seconds off.
Yeah, the 100% rule. I think they'll still allow him to race tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the 100. This, of course, if you don't know F1 that much, 107% rule, of course, introduced. Well, it's always been introduced since of course 19. Well, forever, pretty much. But of course, more recently, you don't see drivers outside the 107% rule, and of course, in qualifying, it doesn't really matter because as long as you set it within practice, of course. If it's a dry session, you've got to be within the time, and everyone is within, I think, about 2 seconds anyway, so they will be allowed on that one. It's mainly to stop the MasterCard loaders racing, which is probably a good thing, because you don't want to be 18 million years off the pace. The only other car that to be outside the 107% rule in a general session, I think, was, I believe it was the Williams in 2011 that got caught out of that one, but they were allowed exemption to race due to having issues in qualifying, so they were allowed to race, but we have a bit of lull in the action so far as I think everyone coming into the pit lane. We've got Harry F on a lap time right now, but 12 seconds down on his time, so not pushing.
His teammates on a lap though, Liam.
Ryan B then on a lap time, 6100 up as he comes through turn 8. Rear end really doesn't want to stick through turn 8 there. You can see having to snap the oversteer, and it's a weird corner. It's uphill, it doesn't feel like it's going to be a difficult corner, but everyone seems to get caught out, and this one, the talking of it, just cut it immediately. I mean, that wasn't kind of what I meant by it's difficult, but I mean, I guess you do what you do, but it's invalidated now, so not quite on a lap time, as Melty's retired in the pit lane finally, so he is enjoyed watching the action there. Of course, he'll be starting at the back of the grid then, so hoping for a good race for his half. I don't exactly know where he is in
Ryan Belshaw invalidated.
Standings. Yeah, like I said, yeah, invalidated. That was a turn 8, well, 10 I think it is, cut the inside too much, so he is out. We've got a Leddy on a lap time. He's just gone purple in sector 2 there, so Leddy down to the braking zone as he comes up then, up to 4th gear, into 5th, rise up over the crest, then you of course chuck it in to the right-hander. Around about 6th or 5th gear normally in this corner, takes it in 6th, down into 4th through here. This is the corner which, like I said, very unsettles the car. As pointed again, right there, as Leddy just can't get the turn in there. I think kind of jammed it down into gear too much, and that just made the car under-rotate a little bit, but through here, looks pretty good. Again, a little bit twitchy on the rear end, still up by a couple of thousandths of a second, but again, looks a little bit scruffy for Leddy right now, and so another driver is right down there, not having a good qualifying. Cam down in 17th, of course. The man who earlier on in the season, remember, was doing quite well as a Leddy's... Yeah, lit the rear end too much, wasn't a good lap, and round goes the American car, and gets himself back going as Connor O'Keefe passes then through the last corner. He's also on a lap time right now,
no,
but
he's
not
not
anymore. He's in the pit lane and slams it into the pit lane at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but of course, the game does allow that one. It is not the 1990s or late 80s where you could do it, as Connor O'Keefe's now going to get held in the pit lane, and that's not going to help him as Leddy's retired in the pit lane. Don't know if Connor O'Keefe's going to get another lap out, you know, Jess.
No, I don't think so. I think that'll be it for him, but you never know. It's quite a short lap time. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 cars that are going out. Both Ferraris, one AlphaTauri, one Mercedes. We got one AlphaTauri that just came across the line. That was J-Luke, who sorts himself into P3. A good lap time from him. I think that will be his qualifying session done. Matt Tibos is about to, well, he's just started his run actually. 1/10 quicker than his previous best. 22.1 was the first sector, so need to finding a bit more time if he wants to get in within Charlie's pole lap. And I have to say, Charlie's pace around Imola was very good. Chill, our championship leader then. He comes across the line. Can he snatch pole from Charlie? No, he cannot. 1:17.6. He's 3/10 quicker than his previous best, but not enough to snatch pole position away from Charlie. We've got, I think, why that is on an out lap. Okay then, Harry F. He is lost.
I think everyone's on an out lap, Jess. I think that's currently. So people are just starting the lap time now.
Matt Tibos, though, I believe he's about to finish his lap. Yes, he is. Going through the final sector. Up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster. Takes it very, very nicely indeed. He's got an Alpine behind him. That's about to start his lap. But Matt Tibos up to the line. P6, he doesn't improve on position, but he improves on time. J-Luke then, managing to do 2 extra laps on the set of the soft tyres, is now in provisional pole position. Sergat, who's had some troubled races within the past couple of weeks, what can he do? He's about to start his final run now. We've got Red Bull that's about to start his run. No, he just crossed the line. Ryan B, P7, 1/10 quicker. We've got a Williams. Oh, but it's not chill because he's just finished. It is Cam down in 17th. Can he get higher than 17th? He's about to start his run once more. So there's a lot more people about to start their runs at the final death of the session. So first man that will cross the checkered flag, I believe, will be one of the Williams boys. But let's watch Harry F first then, as he's lower down in the championship.
Just to cut over you, Jess, quickly, Charlie has invalidated D Mort, purple sector 1, purple sector 2 as well. So this looks like a pretty decent lap then from Mort through the last corner. Let's see what he can do in 7th gear, up to 8th. Hugly inside like your favourite granny. Up to the line, can he get himself on pole position? Yes, he can then, 1:17.2. J-Luke dispatched Charlie, not on a lap time. What about Matt Tibbles? He's not going to be on a lap. The Rebel Orion B in the gravel. Cool Kick and not on a lap time either. Hannah Ring's invalidated. MCR on a lap time as well.
No, MCR's just finished. So Gat is on a lap.
Gat's not. H up to the line. Goes up to 4th in the AlphaTauri. And I think, apart from Lars, who's down, he's only 15th. I think that's everyone really able to set lap times looking at it. Yeah, so that is qualifying done and dusted. So Mort will be on pole position then from J-Luke in 2nd. Charlie in 3rd, from YH in 4th. Chill in 5th from Toyn, and then Matt Tibbles. Ryan from Cool Kicker. Hanno from MCR. Ryan from Gat. Lars, Harry, Julie, and then Cam at 17th. Letty, Connor, and Melty, of course, not really getting representative lap times at the end. Connor definitely not. 1:26.1. Melty, of course, with that quali ban, but Cam starting at the back of the grid. I don't know if he had any issues. You just wanted to start at the back. He just hasn't got any pace here at Portimao, but remember a second, it's 1.2 seconds off of pole. That's going to be a shock to the system for the Williams team.
Yep, it is. I mean, Chill only in P5, Cam down in P17. I think a lot of questions are going to be asked with by that team as to what they can do, because they want to do well in the constructors. And don't forget, there are plenty of races where points can be won or lost. Interesting fact about Portugal, by the way. The last season that Portugal made its return to the Formula 1 World Championship, 1996 Portuguese Grand Prix at Estoril. That was a good track, and I think I'll let you tell us who won that race in '96.
I think it was Villeneuve. I think it was.
It was one of the Williams. I haven't got it written down who won that race.
It was either Frenton or Villeneuve. Now I remember, if I remember correctly, and
no, it's not. It's not Frenton, because Frenton joined Williams in '97.
Oh, it would have been Hill possibly then. It was Hill or Villeneuve. It was one of the two, my bad. But of course, I remember Villeneuve went right around the outside Schumacher at the last corner there, which was one of the hardest corners. Remember, the old corner, it's kind of like this one. Just imagine there's an Armco barrier just sticking right on the outside of the last corner. right up against it. You go wider in the wall, but he went right around the outside of Michael Schumacher there, and pulled it ahead as well. I think Villeneuve did go on to win
it was Villeneuve. I said on Wednesday Hill won that race, so I got that wrong. But
I got it correct. I'd say it was. I don't know why. So Frentzen. I was 97. That's the wrong year.
Jack Villeneuve's in WEC this weekend as well.
Yeah, he didn't do very well. I mean, of course, did the Sebring 1000, of course. And if you are interested, IMSA also have been doing their race currently as well. I think today or tomorrow. I think
today.
One of the two. It's today. I think it starts. Or it's already going on currently. Of course, the IMSA. It's the 12 hours of Sebring as well. The double header, of course, WEC and IMSA, which is something I will say beautiful, by the way, when you get to see the BMW, the new, well, I'd say the hypercar, but it's a GTP Pro, whatever it is. Well, one of them. It's all confusing. LMD Pro or something like that. There's too many anagrams for it, but of course they're all running their lights.
I love your facts, Liam. I'm glad you're back.
LMD. That's Le Monde. Le Monde to the prototype said LMDP, so LMDH is the hypercar program. That's the WEC, the other ones, the IMSA ones. But we are, of course, meanwhile talking of Formula 1, and there's an Aston Martin on the front row of the grid. Now, what about the tyres? My favourite thing. I'm presuming it's going to be most people starting on the mediums and hards. Well, let's see, everyone's on the mediums and hards apart from Lars. So we've got mediums for Mort, we've got hards for J. Luke, Charlie and Whitehead. We've got mediums for Chill Coin, Matt Tibbles, hards for Ryan and Keka Hanno on the mediums, MTR on the set of hard compound tires, Ryan on the mediums. So Gat and Lars have been disqualified, but they're on the hards and Lars on the soft, so he's going to go like Laban. So for Harry on the mediums, hards for Julie, mediums for Cam, and Letty and Connor have got the hards on, and at the back, of course, Melty on that set of medium compound tyres. And having a bit of trouble there down in the braking. It's a very dusty circuit, I will say. A lot of dust getting kicked up on my screen. I don't know if it's on your screen, but a very lot of dust getting kicked up, of course, here in Portimao. We are right on the coast here in the Algarve, one of the picturesque place for a Formula 1 race, of course, here. And of course, you can see the Spanish flag, ironically, just pointing in the background. Of course, we are not in Spain. We are in Portugal. I think we are in the north west of Portugal, if I remember correctly.
I'll have a look.
I can't remember. I think it's the northwest.
It's located in the heart of the Algarve region in southern Portugal, the very place that Ayrton Senna chose as his base while racing in Europe. So there we go.
So the complete opposite side of Portugal, then. So
yeah.
Never mind. Well, that shows how much I know. I mean,
luckily
I
I've
did
got
some
my
GeoGuessr.
notes.
Now, I should know. I did some GeoGuessr with some of the peeps last night, including Jess and, of course, Mr. Kanan, of course, Mr. Soupy Boy, if you know them from
and,
other leagues
Etheridge.
as well, and Mr. Luke Etheridge. It went quite well. I might in some of the NASCAR circuits, but I mean, I'm known to do that accidentally in some places. I don't know about that. Anyway.
Shush, Liam.
Yes. And meanwhile, Mort's on top, of course, at the back, Melty coming into the last place. We're going to see anyone do a little bit of spins. Melty saying he's going to bring on a nice and make himself proud. So what he's going to do is crash on that number one, because that's what normally he does when he says that when I'm here. But last car in the grid stop, the first car in the grid stop, the Aston Martin then. And look, to those 5 red shiny lights, the second, the third, the fourth. When the fifth goes off, look, but never stare then here in about, and it is going to be underway then. Good start from Mort, good start from J. Luke. Actually, a bad start from J. Luke there. As Charlie gets a good start further down the field, a couple of cars going 2 abreast then as they chuck it through turn number 1. But it's Mort's leading from Charlie as everyone got through the first corner correctly. It looks like as they jostle through, then into 2, into 3. As everyone there's trying to scramble through the background, 2 or 3 abreast there. It looks like a bit of a kerfuffle. The Alfa Romeo is getting caught up with one of the Red Bull. As everyone running right, the car from the wall. That's Sir Gat, I think Cool Kicker involved in that as well at the back. But Sir Gat, has he got damage on the front wing? I don't think so. But Mort gets away well. Matt Tibbles there trying to scramble position on the outside of YHY. Well, be a brave man to go around the outside through there on the first lap. Backs out of it for the time being. But never mind, because YH immediately has spun it when I said that. But never mind. As further down the field, the Alfa and the Ferrari now side by side. The Alfa Romeos almost trip over each other there as they try and get out of each other's way as they just come down the hill very easy on these first laps. It's almost like, of course, there's no grip. It's a very dusty surface, but of course it's not. It is just an illusion, it seems, on my end. It's got a lot of dust on the circuit. Cam still not making up any positions at the back of the grid. He's having a torrid time so far, but D Mort, the start he wanted so far, already 7/10 clear.
Yep, on those medium tyres, and don't forget those hards will come into life later on in the race. I commentated on the race on Wednesday, where the people started on the mediums were really, really good at the start, but at the end, the ones who started on the hards went on to the mediums were very, very good. There was one safety car, believe it or not, towards the end of the race that did change quite a bit, and that made my game crash because someone crashed out, which was interesting. But the hards, for most people, they don't like it, so they want to try and stay on the mediums for as long as they possibly can. So that's why probably a lot more people have gone for it at the moment as D-Morts pulls away. Chill is the next on the firing line to try and get past J-Luke. Connor O'Keefe goes down the inside of Letty up to P14. Connor O'Keefe not at the best of qualifying this time out as Letty has had a bit of an issue as Connor O'Keefe from Whitewell Way gets past Whitewell Way up to 14th. Once again, having a little bit of a battle heading towards turn 8 as they go down and up towards turn 9. Turn 8, we can see a lot of spins. Now, and in the same race on Wednesday, a lot of people seem to find the first sector very difficult. And I thought they would find turn 8 the most difficult, but no, they found the first sector more difficult as Ryan Belshaw has misproved my theory and spun in turn 8. No,
spun to the infield then, so that's
not turn 8. That's
13.
Yeah, I was wrong. It looked like turn 8 with the way it was shaped, but
oh yeah, he's now got a punt around. Yeah, so he's what's happened there? His tyres have overheated and he's lost a rear end, so nothing he could do there. Melty's gone off the road as well.
Not
so
good.
I presume what's happened there? He's gone through down into 12, and his rear end stepped out into the corner, and he's just had nowhere to go. But of course, turn 1 is a difficult corner. That inside curb and gets a lot of people out. It's normally a 5th or 6th gear corner, as well as turn 2 is pretty easy. Turn 3 don't normally see many mistakes through there, but turn 4 we're coming up through right now as everyone's gone through another corner which it's very easy to snaggly inside the rear end just to say no. It's a kind of an offloading corner. You're rising up over crest, of course, and the car gets slightly light, and that's where you're going to see people having mistakes. But Mort so far with a 5/10 lead over Charlie. But down the field, Connor O'Keefe, of course, P2 in Division 4, I think, or Division 4, P2 or 3 last season. Currently there, of course, his rival last season is, I think, in P2 currently.
Yes, he is.
Actually, so I forgot his name.
Brum.
But he's currently there as Melty having a bit of a battle then with the Aston Martin, and the Aston Martin overtaken by the Red Bull. So Melty up into 17th position there. No, never much, just about with a bit of a slide for good measure. Mort's quickest so far as he continues to open that gap up. Top 2 have checked out so far on the mediums and hards, but tell you what, Charlie's looking strong so far on those hard compound tyres, sticking with the lead up, not letting him pull away too much. Looking like it could be a strong afternoon then for him. Chill just a little bit further back by 2.7 seconds. You got that gaggle of cars with J. Luke, Toyne, Matt, and then we got Harry Hannowing as well. Then a bit of a gap down to Ryan, and then of course a bit of a gaggle further back where the back of the field currently occupies. Mort and Charlie, that's the story of the day so far. Together, Matt Tibbles and Harry having a mistake. Who's that going off the road? Is that Toyne? Going off the road now. Has there been contact, I'm wondering, or has he dropped it?
He dropped it. He dropped it in the middle of turn 6 and 7. So yes.
Let the rears up, I guess, then, and couldn't get anywhere through there, but now down in P8, still on his debut, still in the points, remember, top 12 score points in League of Europe, if memory serves me correctly.
That is correct.
See, still memorise the rules, and don't forget, by the way, as I found out, you can't overtake until after the safety car line.
Yeah,
the
you got penalised for that.
I thought it was the safety car line you could start overtaking, which is where I've always been told. So I went a few metres early and got told off. Meanwhile, talking of issues, Melty's probably spun, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. No, Melty. Yeah. Typical. On Liam's first race back, Melty's having issues.
Well, it's the Melty Mare. He's just, he's got to happen when I'm here. He's got to have a terrible afternoon. I mean, I don't know if he means to whenever I'm here, but, he'll soldier on. As long as he doesn't end up bending it in a wall, like the last couple of times I've seen him and said something, he's retired from the race. But, he's not in an Alpine anymore, which was what I was cursing a lot last time. And currently, the Alpine, well, one of them is currently in the top 5. The other one is currently, that's It's not Cam, is it? That's the Williams. Talk about Cam up the inside, down into 6. Up the inside of a Letty. Melty's now 5. 5, 6. Close enough. But up the inside he goes then on the Letty. Gets the job done. Melty's picked up a time penalty. The first of presumably many we might see this afternoon. Penalties are going to be quite easy to do. But, oh, who's that gone off? Is that Melty? I've just mentioned him. He's gone off, hasn't he?
Oh, God. That is commentator's curse number 99.
Yeah, it's so far so well. But, yeah, continuing. Top 2 still together. Remember, we're expecting to see people in around about the hard ties 20 odd. Expect the mediums around about that 12 to 15. Yes. So, if memory serves me correctly, they do wear quite badly. The hard compound tyres are quite nice around here if you start on them. It's one of these circuits where if you go onto the hard compound tyres after being on the mediums, and they just don't seem to get any temperature into them. If you start on the hards, you get the temperature, of course, from the start and all that, so it stays relatively warm as well. Just be careful, of course, with the safety car deltas and whatnot, but further down the field, we've still got Chill leading from J-Luke and Matt Tibos sticking together. More yellow flags, and that is Harry, who's gone off at turn number 4 and has looped the car around. Julie Show's got himself a time penalty for exceeding track limits at turn 2. As on the power, Harry gets himself back going, but that's another one of those corners, just like I mentioned earlier. That it's offloading, it's off bearing as well. You light the rear tyres up as you rise over, the car gets light, and you get really no hopes, basically, of course. Even with full traction, it's a difficult corner. Without medium, it's difficult, like the one we're coming into now. As Harry F might slightly improve as his rear tyres. That means 5 through that, but like I said, it is easy, this circuit, to make a mistake.
Yep, it is, as I found out when I did a bit of practice a week ago, but I haven't done any practice for tonight's race at all, so tonight's going to be interesting to say the least. Not much overtaking being made at the moment, but is that Melty that spun again? Oh, for goodness sake,
yes.
It is, who spun at turn 8, which is lighting up the rears. Careful! Have you got rear ring damage, do you think, Liam?
It's a possibility he's got some damage somewhere. I did see a car take a whack on the rear end. I don't know if he's got any damage that we can't see, but let's see through here. This is kind of the indicator. He's taking it flat rear end. Oh, yeah. Big twitch.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
wow.
definitely rear ring damage.
That's going in the wall. I mean, I'm afraid to say that more looked like a flick spin than him having damage there. I'm not quite sure if that was that or he's getting a bit flustered, but that was a very weird off. I think he might generally just have some damage. It was... He suddenly twitched right, then twitched left, and then twitched right again. So if I'm him, I'm taking it kind of not full through here. If he spins through here, that's kind of giving indicator he's got damage, or if he's not the tyres are warm. So I think he's got damage. I think he's just getting a little bit flustered. The tyres are overheating, and he's pushing on, and they're just not biting. But when you start getting into that situation, the tyres get warm. They don't cool down very easily, so it's a cascading issue, and then you start spinning more, and then eventually you end up in an Armco barrier. As talking of that, Lars has gone into the Armco barrier thing, has he? No, he's got away with it. No, he has gone into the Armco front left end plate's gone on that Ferrari, so that's not a good position as he gets out of the way of the Alfa Romeo who comes through there, and you presumably might jump out of the way of Sir Gat, who's going to be coming straight at us up, but those soft compound tyres not working at all, and that's his strategy over and done with. As a hammering his teammate gets overtaken by Ty, now up into 6th for the McLaren yet again. Sticking with his teammate as well, which is a good thing for him. Yellow flags flying at the back of the circuit. As Lars and Sir Gat... Have they...
Lars is in the pits.
Oh yeah, but Sir Gat was right up behind and then suddenly dropped massively behind. So I wonder if he's had an issue somewhere into the last corner. So, something's happened there, but, of course, Lars in the pit lane. As, Melty, he has stopped so far this afternoon. He stopped right at the beginning off those hard compound tyres.
He's going to hit the wall! Not that hard, but he's lost his front wing now. I won't be surprised if he calls it quits. It's Lars that's not...
I think he's damaged the front wing, Jess. I think, unless the front left end plate's gone.
I did see a bit of damage falling off his car. Yeah, front left. Oh, that doesn't look good. If that was real life, Liam, that would have definitely been a black and orange flag.
Yeah, well, I mean, the meatball flag often he gets called out with, he gets some slight damage. I mean, it is also quite common, of course, we see it a lot with Hasses normally in real life. I mean, we did recently get a meatball flag for a Hass as well. Of course, I was saying, by the way, Nick Hulkenberg doing a stellar job on his comeback in F1, by the way. was gathering around that top 10. I think qualified P11 or 12. As Toincoin has gone off at turn 1. What's happened to Toincoin? He's gone straight on at turn number 1. We've got a tail off as well. And what has happened there? 10-second time penalty has been given to Toincoin for exceeding a track limit at turn number 1. So he's come to blows with Chill somewhere, I'm wondering, because Chill went off at turn number 1. Toincoin was off as well, seemingly cruising. So has the McLaren on lap 9 at 33 got some form of an issue on the car, pulling to the inside line. Has he got, and what's going on here? Has he got something wrong with a controller or wheel? Because it looked very weird. Oh, he almost gets collected there by Ryan B. As Sagat into the pits.
Doesn't look that dodgy to me. It's all good, so he might have just lost the car.
I don't know, he didn't look like he lost the car. He went straight on at turn number 1. It just didn't look like it was off the braking zone, maybe. Well, yeah, but it was off on the left at turn number 1 before he even got to the braking zone. So I don't know if he's had an issue somewhere.
That's a shame on his debut.
He's back going. His Melty's gone off again, hasn't he?
He's going to be a lap down soon. Oh, Sagat's off as well.
And that's you'd imagine in real life that'd be a Beats car, but he's going to get back going again. So he just came straight out of the pit lane, and again another car he's having. A lot of cars having issues with grip this afternoon, I will say. Yes, they are. So, and another 10 seconds. And that's what happened to Toyn, who's out the session at pit lane. So whatever the issue is, it's terminal for him. So he is out. So one McLaren out, one Mercedes in trouble as well. As up the inside goes the Haas on the AlphaTauri there. As up the inside he goes a bit deep and says thank you very much. Says YHYY, gets the job straight back again. As that's the yellow flags. That is for the Mercedes. Going out of the way. Lap 10 of 33 so far, and we are waiting your top 2 to come in the pits. And the next car, next 3-4 laps for the Aston Martin. You'd imagine around about 18 to 20 for the Alpine. But no safety cars so far this afternoon, but the top 2 really in a class of their own, Jess.
They are. They definitely. Charlie looked very close on the last lap to try and get past D Morts, but D Morts is just really conserving his tyres a little bit to make sure his mediums can last as long as he can, because he wants to obviously try and get the heat into the hard tyres, whereas Charlie is going to hope that he comes more alive when he goes onto the mediums a little bit later on. You can see when he gets to around turn 2-3 area, Charlie's a little bit more comfortable on traction than D Morts. Yellow flag, that is a gap that's off again.
I have just received some information, by the way, Jess, on what happened to Toyncoin. So he had a wheel issue connecting, so that is why he went straight off at turn number 1. So I thought something seemed a little bit off there, because his car was just, oh, that's a gap off again. And I think that's going to be our second retirement of the afternoon, potentially, if I'm not mistaken. I think
he's going to go into the pits. Yeah, I think it's going to be a retirement, which is a shame.
Looks like
our championship leader from the start of the season is been struggling in the last few races. And
he's out now.
He only scored 1 point in Imola. He scored a DNF in Bahrain, and his last win was in Canada. So, and he's going to drop way down the championship if he's not careful. But we're going to watch Charlie and D Morts battling for the lead. Charlie, you can see that the crossover point is coming very, very soon. He did mention Liam lap 12 to 14 is potentially when the medium runners are going to come in. So I think Charlie is going to use his DRS. He's not using his overtake. He's not comfortable to go for the move at all. But look at his straight line speed. Here he goes. Down towards turn number 1. D Morts closes the door though. D Morts is having none of that. He stays in P1 for now. But Charlie knows that his hard tyres are definitely coming to life now. D Morts is probably struggling a bit more on the mediums, so he will come in soon. But heading past in towards turn 4, where he saw a lot of people lose it this afternoon. Down towards turn 5 into Torre Vit, then clipping that left-hand curb, and it looks like it could be a tasty battle. It may come down to obviously how long they could last these tyres, but I think Charlie's just going to be a little bit patient. I think the top 2 are the class of their own, and obviously Chill down in 7th position. This could be huge for D Morts in the championship. He's P2, he's 22 points behind Chill. And obviously, if Chill doesn't score much, he's going to close and get right down the championship. D Morts has really come alive in the last stage of this championship. He's been very consistent since around about round 4. Round 4 was when he started to get really good results. Since round 4, he scored 18. The lowest he scored was 18 points, which is just very, very strong, I have to say. So hopefully he can keep this up going into this race, which he is at the moment. He's leading. Charlie then, once again, he's a little bit further back this time, so he's a bit too further back. Yeah, no other move being made in the background then. So it's about watching the guys on the mediums come in, and all right, on cue, Liam, Harry is in the pit lane.
Yeah, comes in the pit lane then, around lap 12, lap 13 then, so pretty much bang on the buck as Charlie close up again, but again, not really. I don't think Charlie's going to want to try and make a silly move up the inside and end up chopping off his front wing or getting damage of Mort, so he's got to kind of sit back and just relax, just wait for a few seconds and then try and gather your attack later on. But I mean, Mort so far, he can only do what he can do so far. He'll be coming in the pit then, I think, this or next lap anyway, so doesn't want to end up getting himself caught up in an incident as well. These guys are running a race, both different strategies. Who's going to come out on top later on is the different question. You did imagine, presumably, Charlie will do the undercuts, well, do the overcut strategy as those hard combat tires take a couple of laps to get up to some reasonable temperature, but never say never, of course. Here, J-Luke in third, Matt Tibbles in fourth from Ryan and Chill. As further down the field, everyone bunching up together as I shall take a quick 5-second break.
Yes, indeed, then. So we have more people going into the pits. We've got Connor O'Keefe that's right on the back of Cam, then. So Cam and Connor definitely making strides in this race. Cam, don't forget, started lower down than he would expect. So his mediums are really starting to come alive, whereas Connor's on the hards. Similar situation to what we saw with D-Mort and Charlie, then. So here we go, then. Charlie towards turn 1. Again, not quite close enough. He's dropped a little bit further back, but I think Connor O'Keefe's a lot closer to Cam this lap. Down the right-hand side, in towards T1, down the hill, and the brake and marker board has gone off for good measure as Connor O'Keefe up to 9th place, but Cam was going to go down the inside there, but decided to try out a different approach to that. We got Harry F. Aledi also in the fight as well with Julie Show, so that's a three-way fight. To be honest, the fight is already starting to come alive before the pit stops, which is always what we like to see. So I think it's gone into overdrive as they're realising that they want to be behind, well, ahead most of their rivals. And Harry F. looking very good on the back of Aledi, even though Harry F's on the mediums and Aledi's on the hard compounded tyres. So it may mean that the mediums can last a bit longer than expected. Yellow flag, that is Melty that's gone off once again. The curse continues for Melty, unfortunately, as he's been lapped once again. Harry F's going to go for a brave move almost past turn 11 and towards turn 12. D-Mort is in the pits. D-Mort is in the pits. Harry F up the left-hand side in towards 14. As all bit of contact there for both of them. That could have ended in tears. But Aledi just about holds on. We've got more people in the pits. Matt Tibos chills in the pits as well for a set of the hard compounded tyres. Harry F is going to be doing the same. So everyone that was on the mediums is going on to the hard compounded tyres then for their one and only stop. And now Charlie is the race leader. He's got to make sure he can manage his hard tyres and pull some great laps to make sure that he can get ahead of D-Morts when he comes out of the pit a little bit later on.
There we go. If it unmutes, I like my when I press unmute and it doesn't unmute itself. That happens. But I'm back. So yeah, like I said, Charlie, he's got to try and push on now, get a couple of good laps. But he is setting quick his first and second sectors, so he is starting to push on quite heavily now. But again, you can see rear end struggling. Yellow flags. Who's that off? Is that Cam off? There's not Cam. Who's that? It's Melty in the wall. Safety car.
Oh, that is bad news for D-Morts.
Yeah, that's going to change the complexion of this race. So Charlie now can jump in the pit lane.
So can J-Luke, Ryan
15,
B.
16 laps. Yeah, so it'll be about 15 laps on the medium compound tyres for them. So pretty easy to do. But J-Luke gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
That's Delta Glitch for you. The Delta Glitch is huge around here. So I wonder if that could be contested. But well, he's going to have to come in.
Yeah, he'll have to take it. So he can't not take it. So that's his race going to be completely and utterly shot now then. So that podium he was on.
Melty's had the session Rob CCNF. Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah, so
everyone's going to come in on mediums. D-Morts is staying out though. Interesting.
Yeah, but Yeah, but remember, D-Mort doesn't have another set of medium compound tyres, I don't think. He might do, but he might not.
Don't forget, though, if they chose balance, you do get 2 sets of mediums for the race. Oh, Matt Tibbles has got a drive-through as well!
Yeah, another one with a driver penalty for speeding under the safety car. So that's 2 drivers then who are running well in this order.
That's
with
huge.
Drive-through penalty. So is there a delta glitch going on currently on this game? And I'm going to put it past it. It's a little bit questionable. I mean, there's a very weird glitchy line down the pit then, I think, with the shadows. But 2 people then running in the top 4. Now with drive-through penalties, that's going to change up the order in a little bit this afternoon. And it's going to frustrate him because, remember, they can't get it removed. They've got to take it now. So whatever happens from here, they will drop right down to the back of the grid. And the only saving grace they can get is pit and then just have a safety car straight away. What they don't want is
a safety car
having won that, a safety car straight away, because you will then get disqualified because you cannot serve it, remember. I don't think you can serve it when the safety car comes straight in.
No.
So you're going to have to wait. And J. Luke, very angry.
You can tell, I think, by the way he's driving at the moment. It's a bit of a shame because every time I say, oh, J-Luke's going to do well, he has a moment or he gets a drive. I'm not going to say much about J-Luke at all next week, and then he'll do well. So, J-Luke, if you're watching this back, I'm very sorry for keeping jinxing you again.
Penalties, apart from that, so...
oh, yes, penalties.
So
3 penalties for Connor.
Connor, 6 and 3, and then, of course, the 2 drive-throughs. But looking at J-Luke, he says, I enter the pits and hit with a immediate drive-through. So, unless the game's decided he wants to give a penalty, I mean, that's strange. Matt Dibble's also with a penalty, and I mean...
I wonder if it was the same issue that...
Well, yeah, but the issue with Matt Tibbles, he wasn't in the pit then, so unless it was just a immediate penalty that was given, or something's going on there with the game, I'm not quite so certain, but 17 runners in this race. Last car in the film, the Ferrari of Lars, right at the back of the order. Jill, of course, just catching up to the field right now, and of course, apart from that, we'll have, 15-ish laps to go, so... Not long to go in this race. We have just gone past half race days. And if you are enjoying it, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. Don't forget you can follow us all on the Twitters as well here. And then don't forget to follow League of Europe as well if you haven't as well. Don't forget D1 is currently live. Don't forget it's going to be D2 and 4 at 10 past 8. This evening as well, so keep up to date with all the action going on here today. But Charlie, right now he's got the happy bit, but D-Morts is still in second. The question is, though, is more what are these tyres going to be like? Will they drop off? I mean, gathering on how Mort's are hard there, and Charlie is also keeping up on the hard. You gather that he might be able to keep with it, but it depends how much more pace Charlie really has in that car, because it was an incredible drive just to keep with him at the first stage. But the second part, let's see what he can do now on the mediums. Surely you theorise he can try and push away a bit. Safety car won't be in until next lap.
Indeed then. So, I think the ones on the mediums, they're going to be probably relieved that the safety cars come out, because that's really helped them a little bit. I think the one that's helped the most is Harry. Now, we've seen some situations in real life where the ones on the hard tyres were still able to keep ahead. So, but around this track, the mediums, I think, are considerably quicker compared to the hard. So, we'll see what they can do. Can Charlie pull away? He's got a buffer now, hasn't he? Because obviously JD's got that penalty. So has Matt Tibos. So he's got a comfortable gap. So as long as he pulls away, he's definitely going to be the favourite to win at this race. So that could be kind of interesting as well. And where did Charlie start? Let me have a look. Let's look at position change. He started third. And third is usually a great place to start around here, as I've recalled, in Portuguese races. D-Morts has dropped down to, because obviously he started pole, but he's going to see if he can do well on those hard compounded tyres. Let us know your thoughts in the chat who you think is going to do well as well. And yeah, it's a shame about obviously toying with his debut, but there we go. And as Melty put in the chat and mentioned, Liam can't say I didn't put on the show. Look what I've done, Melty says. Shame on you, Melty.
Yeah, It's not gone very well for him. I mean,
No.
I said he wasn't going to finish. He didn't finish. I don't know what his hit ratio has been this season. I know the few times I have watched him, he's been in a wall. I don't know if that's just whenever I watch him, I see him in the
Safety car's in.
Yep, safety car in this lap, like I said earlier on. Ours is caught up to the back of the field, so it is now up to Charlie to go. I mean, I believe you have to, as they all fun up to the line as MCR up the inside into oh, never mind, there's a big whack on the rear end of someone gone off that, as that Harry into the side of Julie. Might have been. I think they've got away with it, though, as per usual. I'll tell you what, meanwhile, can come off in a word. I'll never get the J-Luke and they have got to serve it this time. If they do not, they could get caught out with the safety car, and then they will get disqualified eventually. So if we get it now, they're going to be in a very big spot of bother. So for their sakes, we don't get any incidents as they come through. Already top 6 was pulled away a little bit from this gaggle of MCR. He's kind of Barclay, but Charlie now with a 7-10 lead, over 2.3 ahead of Moore. So it looks like Charlie's race to lose right now, Jess, isn't it?
Yep, it is. He won the race last week quite considerably.
J-Luke stays out. Matt Tibbles comes straight in the pit lane then. So Matt Tibbles gets rid of his drive-through penalty straight away. So J-Luke's playing with the chickens right now with the game that he doesn't. If we get a safety car now, he's going to be qualified.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about him, Liam, because usually after safety cars, I usually like to serve it straight away when I can at the earliest opportunity. Meanwhile, there's a whole gaggle of cars wanting to get past MCR right now, so Howie's got a 3-second time penalty, so we're starting to see, Liam, the track limit warnings start to come into fruition, and there's an interesting thing that came out in the news in real life. Track limit penalties don't get you penalty points anymore, which I agree with now. I like that idea.
Yes.
So, what do you think about that? Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, you don't want to pick up, penalty points really just fully major in fractions like causing collisions and stuff, and other misdemeanors like that. Of course, track limits, you just give the 5-second penalties and you'll be done with it. Don't need to give penalties every race. That's why Pierre Gasly's got so many, and it's currently 2 away if he gets one more issue with a straight race ban, of course, and then you get in a bit of trouble. But don't know if the FIA might take exemption to it if it's track limit violations now or anything. But he is stuck on the eggshells.
J-Luke's having his drive-through.
J-Luke, has to do it. List that member, otherwise he will be disqualified from the race. So he's done it at the latest opportunity that he can. He'll come out the pit lane right at the back of the order. The Ferrari mechanics are out in the pit lane for some reason. I don't know who they're waiting for because no Ferrari are in the pit lane, so just getting some exercise, I guess. But Charlie, a 3.8 second lead, the advantage for him there. As further down the field, Julie Show's gone off at turn 3, and he's been spun around, I'm guessing, and a bit of lag there for the Alpine, it seems, on my end.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it, from Julie Show? Oh.
Harry, and what's happened here of kick-up? Is he disconnected? No, he's fine. He was just invisible.
Chill is up to 11th now.
Yeah, chilling the point, so... I mean, hold it! That's going to be the wall.
That's a... Whoa!
How is that car not been destroyed?
How has that car not been retired, Liam? That's my question.
That went through the wall at my end.
Yes.
That was a very big whack. I mean, the car... presume that car has got a lot of suspension damage or just everything's broken on it now because, I mean, he hit the wall at such high speed that...
Charlie's running away with it, Liam. 4 seconds to D-Morts. He's on those mediums, and it's not helping him at all for D-Morts. MCR, though, down the inside into turn 1. He can make the move stick. Yes, he is. Harry, though, has gone off the track, but that doesn't seem to matter things. So the ones on the mediums, it's working for them. So the ones who start on the mediums, it's pretty much screwed their strategy, but you've got to play some risk at the moment. White for wide then. He's using the ERS. He's got the DRS into Toy Fit, into turn number 5 then. Clips that left apex. Taking a good line. He squibbles a little bit through there, heading towards turn 6 now. Howie keeping his line absolutely perfect. You can tell Howie's a lot better on the traction. His wide going to be brave and try for a move into turn 8. He is not, but it's a big drain for MCR as well. He's in front of it. Connor O'Keefe's also in his train. Cam is also in his train too, so that could be interesting. Heading down towards 10 and 11 now. You can see the cornering speed that White Way has got is really, really good. And he's showing consistent lap pace at this moment in time. So, and Connor O'Keefe's in it as well. He almost got past. Oh, God, that was close from Connor O'Keefe there, Liam.
Yeah, it's a little retard. I was about to say, Connor O'Keefe's doing a really good job so far from started right to the back of the field. That's and that's going to allow White to come up the inside there. And here we go, then down the straight. It's going to be like taking candy from a baby. And, well, doesn't even need the DRS. He's already passed. So, there's a sign and delivered there for the Ferrari. So down a position there, just whatever it was, the rear end wasn't going to grip. And now here comes Connor O'Keefe. Is he going to take the little dive up the inside here? Is the Ferrari going to see it? Yes, he is.
Harry F.
Car off at turn number 1. Harry F. as he bump tyres then as he come through 3. Up into 4. Another car off as well, I believe, somewhere around that middle sector. But here comes Connor O'Keefe up the inside. Late braking for the Mercedes driver. And in the corner where I've seen Mercedes come together in real life before between certain drivers. The Ferrari still there though, and the Ferraris are going to try and lunge up the inside. I think brave of it, thinks better of it. Matt Till's also has gone off at turn number 1 as well. Another driver that's struggling, but gone up now up to 6th position in this race. He is having a terrific recovery drive. Still positions ahead of him. Yes, he has the 3-second time penalty, but still looking pretty good. And, well, to say that, the cars behind him all the way down to Chill are all in the line together. So, I mean, this is a very close midfield. Chill almost running into the back of Ryan B. So, these drivers pushing on a little bit now, Jess.
They are pushing it a little bit, aren't they? I mean, it's quite tight, to say the least, between the pair of them.
Ferrari off again, the last corner.
Last corner seems to catch a lot of people out, it seems. And turn number 4. Not turn, so it's last corner, turn number 4, turn number 8. Those are the prime corners that people lose it. I hope I don't lose it there tonight in Division 4. Cam down the inside of Harry, up to 7th. So Cam's liking these hard tyres at the moment. Bit close.
Ryan Beans is a massive tank slapper there, and that's just allowed Chill to say thank you very much. Almost into the hanger ring, and these guys are going to run. No love lost between those two. Ryan gets a penalty. I think he'll be taking that. I'd imagine. Yep. But up the inside goes Chill. A bit more contact on the exit. And alas, Ryan has digressed on that one. I think he might try and get that penalty removed because he was rather shuffled off this road there. So that'll be a bit of a harsh penalty to stand in my books. But that's, of course, not up to me to decide who and what gets the penalties. But
it's up to the stewards.
Yeah, of course, the F1 steward, who is Mr. Burns, as I've discovered, is a profile picture. I do love it a lot.
I love that. I really love that. But anyway, lap 24, and Charlie's pulling away again.
Yeah, leaders checked out here. I mean, if anything, right now, Ryan B. currently the battle we're starting to look for. Those hard compound tyres really does not have worked, have they, at all in this race?
And Charlie has won the Portuguese Grand Prix, most likely, but he's not. He's still
got. You've said it now. You've said it now. What's it? Go through this corner. We're plotting backwards, so he's fine.
Well,
just about.
I was doing a free watch along earlier on, and I was saying Max Verstappen wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and then he got an engine issue, so I'm a bit worried.
Drive shaft.
Yeah, exactly. So spoiler alert, by the way, if you did watch the.
Oh, meanwhile, Chill up the inside of hanger ring. Sorry to cut over you, Jazz. Up the inside, they touch reels front to rear, and. Very lucky they don't end up coming a cropper there, but let's see side by side into turn 7 and 8. You'd surely be brave around the outside for.
Oh, and he spun!
Pair of them. Round goes Chill, round goes Tannery. He keeps the car going in a straight. How much damage that done to the Williams? As here comes a lady now trying to go around the outside. A lady there's gone a little bit wide. I think he's not going to find that one. Oh, we don't.
That's awful. That is
there
awful.
Of a lady. And a lady, I don't know what that was. If he just couldn't see him there and cut over, that's a difficult corner. But a lady sent spiralling down the field. And all of a sudden, it's all kicks off here in Portimao then. But that was, I'm afraid to say, no one's fault there on that one. I mean...
Both one place, one time, Liam.
Hannering lost the rear end slightly. Clipped the rear end of Chill. Both fighting in position. Chill tried to go around the outside into a... corner you don't normally see, and then of course a lady. I don't quite know what lady is gone, and who's that? YHYY on turn number 1 now. So another driver struggling, and he's going to get himself in all sorts of bother there as he gets out of the way. Now down to 10th, and all of this, somehow, Chill's gained more positions than he's lost, despite being pointing backwards spectacularly. So, I mean...
Fair play.
You love to see it.
But could we see some last lap antics for some of these drivers? I think some of them are not very close anyway. Jaylu, by the way, could be on still for a point. He's technically will get the point because obviously Julie, Show and Harry have got that penalty.
Oh yeah, he'll easily get points.
He'll get
because...
11th at this stage, as it stands. But he would want to get 10th from his teammate. But he's looking quicker than Julie Show at the moment, so he's using a lot of the RS.
Oh, the insides.
That was what a move from J-Luke. He caught Julie Show napping, and I don't think Julie Show was expecting that. Move of the stream, end of story. Great job from him.
Well, I mean, J-Luke, he's been punching above his weight so far this race. He was running in 3 most of it, so he's got the pace. I mean, there's still definite points on for him, more than just that one. He could try and get up to at least Lars, so 9th possible here, but it's going to be a tall order to see. He's not in the DRS quite yet, so Julie Show might have a sniff back at him, but you having to guess he won't try and lunge one up the inside at turn number 1 unless he wants to have a death wish, and thinks better of it so far. You have to be quite alongside to get that one done, but yeah. Tell you what,
yellow flag. That is Chill that's off, and a Ferrari's
and Ferrari.
Off. Harry's
That's
off.
Hannering. Yeah, both of them there. They used to have that whack up. It's finally the game's decided that their fun's over, and now the Williams gets spun around with contact. That was Julie Show. He's gonna get out of the way and let him back through, but that is ruined Chill's afternoon completely. That is allowed. What was it? Mort, wasn't it? Who was the closest rival? That's opened the championship right up for him now.
It has. It's opened the championship for quite a few people as well. And don't forget, if D-Morts win... I don't think D-Morts is going to win this race, to be honest. But if D-Morts did win this race, D-Morts would win the leader championship. But he's not at the moment. It's going to be close between the top 2, I would say. It's not going to be a massive gap than last time. So that is good for P2. But he's got Ryan B breathing down his neck at the moment. So he's going to make life, I think, a bit harder for him. Ryan B, by the way, in the Red Bull, has got a lot of ERS to use, so he's in a really good position to do so as well. Obviously, Charlie in front has got plenty of ERS. He's leading. But anyway, here comes Ryan B. I don't think he's going to use it just yet, but let's watch a Letty and Harry F. And Letty gets past Harry F quite comfortably, up into 11th position. And I thought Harry was going to be very, very brave for it. He's going for it far too deep. And I think we're going to see he's going to get the back. No, they're leaving their bit of contact, but they just about leave each other space. Fair play down towards Torre Vip now. There you go. And Harry F just about holds on to 11. And all of that, J-Luke's up to 10th, by the way. So that is good, but he surely wouldn't have wanted higher than that. Matt Tibbles, by the way, was the one who suffered the worst out of the drive-throughs. He's now down in 16th, so he's having a horrific show at the moment. We get to pick our driver of the days. I don't have to pick all 3 this time, and Liam can pick a few, which is great to see, so that's always nice. So, I do believe, touch wood, we won't get any more safety cars. I think it'll be a bit too late for that.
Anymore.
No, we can't.
Unless we get one right now. Leaders are on that 30, 3 laps to go, so when do it. I'm wondering here if J-Luke's going to have White jump out the way for him when he gets near him for championship points, because if he's got more pace, then you would wonder if he can have a go at Lars. Lars so far holding that line reasonably well. Yeah, we're on, lap 29 we're currently on, so we can still get a safety car this lap, but this is the last lap we can get it. So not seeing any drivers close enough to have a fair old whack, and unless someone has a big off somewhere, but
maybe not.
It's White closing up on the back of J-Luke, on Lars, but no cigar right there, almost runs into the rear end of the Ferrari. The Ferrari has a bit of a mistake through there, and this is going to allow up the side. You think better of it, you'd imagine right now, just live to fight another day as Chill gets past Julie Show and Hannah Wing are all battling further down the field, as I keep an eye on this battle here between the AlphaTauri and that Ferrari, and let's see as these guys hold each other up a little bit more. This is just going to allow J-Luke to come into this one. There's been contact between these two, actually. Chill sent around again, and he is having a torrid afternoon as he's been in contact with presumably Hannah Ring and Show, because these three were just stuck together. But here we go, YHYY now on Lars, and this then presumably for 8th position, and it presumably might not be one for very long as Conor McKeith's gone off at the last corner. And at the pit lane entry there, and that is the last thing you want. Into the pit lane, another position for him. Here comes YHYY then into 7th position. Gets a job done on Lars, who wants to fight with it but can't. And then presumably J-Luke's going to follow quickly suit as well.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? I mean, Lars is fighting back. He was near, I think, the middle anyway.
Oh, look at that around the outside. That's so close to contact. And that's all because his teammates hold him up. And now let's see what they're going to do into the braking zone. The Ferrari's going to freeze him off. Try and give a bit of room. They rub wheels. They rub tyres on the exit. But the power of the AlphaTauri on the exit has a bit more grip. Has a bit more power. Gets through there. Better tyres as well. And now you would wonder, and these AlphaTauris going to swap positions then.
I think they might, but we'll have to wait and see. It depends where they are in the championship. YHYY is sitting 3rd in the championship. J-Luke is currently sitting in 10th in the championship. So I think if they
possibly not.
So it depends on who's quicker. But I know
J-Luke, you would say.
I know those two work very well together anyway, so I don't think there will be that much bad blood against the two of them, hopefully. So no safety car right now, so that is always good. I remember the race I commentated on Wednesday, there was a safety car on lap 29, so that was interesting to say the least. But anyway, J-Luke has a straight line speed on his teammate, has no ERS. YHYY, I won't be surprised to be challenged, to be honest. Not going to fight it at all. We don't want any bad blood at all. Up to 7th. I have to say for J-Luke, that is a stonking good recovery because it was near the back of the grid after the drive-through. Oh, they touch a bit. But yeah, J-Luke, very good recovery from his drive-through. He was near the back earlier on, so after his drive-through. So yeah, it shows that if he didn't get that drive-through, he would have had the pace to fight for the podium.
Yeah, he certainly would. I mean, this has been a very good drive as Conor McKeith's having a torrid afternoon from where he was. He was, I would say he was running well earlier on. I did say he was doing well. I think he's out the race now. He is. So he's the next driver to give up. I mean, he's down the back there. I mean, 2 Mercedes out again then as Hannah Ring and these two still squabble, by the way. Julie Show and Hannah Ring. These guys are same position where we saw contact earlier on between two drivers. And these two get away with it for the time being. And so we come on to lap 32 now for your race leader. Penultimate lap of this race. White flag showing next time around. And nearly 10-second gap then from D Mots. And I tell you what, Ryan B hasn't really got the inroads I'd expected on her. Presumably you've been ahead by now, but he just isn't.
He's not. He's not ahead than I would expect, and I think it's going to get closer and closer. Don't forget, these people have been on these tyres for a bit longer than expected due to this safety car appearing. So pretty much it's going to be on the brink of death, but it doesn't matter for Ryan B anyway as they head towards turn number 5. I wonder if D Morts is struggling a little bit on tyre temperatures at the moment, allowing Charlie just to pull away ever so slightly once again. Charlie looking to take his 2nd victory in a row, and that would be a great story for Charlie, doing a lot better than some other drivers in this league. And he's already 13th, and he's only done one race in this league, and he's already done better than his D2 career so far. So yes, we're about to start the final lap of this race. It's had some carnage, but it's had some very good battles as well, as D-Mort is struggling on traction a little bit. Ryan B, I think it's a question of when, to be honest. Is Ryan B, by the way, going to get the move?
Now.
Too far ahead.
See, I think we're 4 tenths per second. If you can get a good run through here up to the 3 tenths, you're going to get through that. I think he's got a chance. As the leader's gone off, Charlie at turn number 1, as here goes Ryan B there. Number 1 as well to get the position. Charlie did just drop it there, but he's got such a big gap it doesn't even matter. But Ryan B there gets a position, but can D-Mort come straight back through then on the exit with a good bit of DRS? He's going to have to try and force the initiative. Ryan knows it. He's going to come third line, but he's got so much more grip. I don't think unless you're going into the rear end of him, no, it's better over. But Charlie, a bit of a lucky situation there. He did drop it then at turn number 1, but he had it. Now it's a 5-second lead, so it's halved it, but
still, he's been dominant
I think
anyway.
Can count his chickens there a little bit. Further down the field, by the way, we've got MCR, Cam, and Ryan. I thought Cam's had a stellar job this afternoon.
He was last. He was near the back at the start of the race.
Down at 18th, 17th position, finds himself right now in 5th. Might have one opportunity at 4th if he wants to try an audacious move then through here.
Yellow
As
flag,
D-Mort has gone off into the wall. Has he got damage? No, he has. Either struggling. No, looks like no puncher or anything, but he's made a mistake.
Here comes Charlie then, up to the line. I'll let you take this one.
Here goes Charlie then to take the checker flag line here and Portsmouth with a mistake. He'll win the race then. Ryan B up to the line then through the corner. Finishes second. Mort will just about get third on those tyres. Then will be MCR and Cam up to the line. And then it will be Ryan B. So he'll get that. J-Luke ahead of YHYY. The Ferrari it right at the death of it. He's going to drop all the way out of the points, I think, unless he can get the pack from right now. This is going to be awfully close between him and his teammate then. These Ferraris going to get awfully close.
Has he got a puncture?
No, but he hasn't got a puncture. Just looks like he lit the rear tyres up, but
yeah,
he'll still get 11th position. So 11th from 12th for Ferrari. Matt Tibos will cross the line in 13th. Giulicio 14th. Chill 15th. And Cool Kicker will finish in 16th
Chill
position.
14th.
Yeah.
So Cool Kicker, the last person to cross the line, but Charlie wins 2 races from 2. And what could have been for D-Morts? That mistake cost him a P2 today. Chill just about holds on to the championship lead. And we've got to pick our drivers of the days. I know where one of mine is going to go. I'm not going to pick the race winner, though. I'm going to pick Ryan B. because he avoided the carnage. He had a great battle to take advantage of D-Mort's mistake. And he just generally did very well. So one of my driver days goes to Ryan B in the Red Bull.
Now, I'm going to say Cam's going to be one of my driver days from where he started out in 17th on the grid. I think it was.
Yeah.
Where did he start? 17th, or bang on.
I think that was something answered the door. And I think we have to pick another one whilst he does that. And that will be our race winner, Charlie. Despite that spin, Charlie has done very well indeed. Second win in a row. Fastest lap as well. He gets a hat-trick. Well, doesn't quite get the hat-trick because he didn't get pole. But he got the fastest lap and he got the win. So, we've got Charlie, Ryan B and Cam then are our Driver of the Day nominations. But we'll go through your grid anyway whilst Liam answers the door. So we've got Charlie from Ryan B, from D-Morts, from MTR, from Cam, from Ryan Belshaw, from J-Luke, from YHY, from Harry F, from Aledi. Then we got Lars, Harry, Matt Tibos, Chill, Julie Show, Cooler Kicker, and then we got Connor O'Keefe that retired, but it's 4 laps down. I think he still be classified, but I'll have to double check that. Melty, Toyn, Coin and Gat are your retirements. And there we go, I just went through your order. I pitched Charlie as the 3rd driver of the day whilst you've gone.
I was going to do that.
Oh,
got jump scared by a
good,
doorbell.
so we can read each other's minds then. But yeah, that was your order. And Liam, how did you find your first commentary back after so long?
My voice hurt. Slightly.
Oh, bless. How are you going to survive the race then, joking?
Oh.
But I think we could do interviews, or it's up to you.
Nah.
Do you... No?
I don't think I've got the... Oh, I have access now, but do we do... Nah, I don't think we do interviews, because I didn't want to try and drag myself to the other thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So,
I don't think I can.
yeah,
easily.
and I've got food waiting to eat before I've got my race later on. So, and I've got to do a bit of practice as well. So, thank you guys so much for watching this race. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave it a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell if you are new. Follow us on Twitter at League of Europe. Don't forget, in around about 20 minutes time, just over, we've got Division 2 and Division 4. I can't remember who's commentating. I think it's Packer and Verstappen for Division 4. And I think it's J. Cole and Killer Blue for Division 2. I might be wrong. I'll need to double check that.
No idea.
No idea. But anyway, those are, I think, are your commentators. So yeah, thanks for watching. Next week we are at Mexico City for round number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Round 11 of the championship. So any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No. I've just said it's been quite fun.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that.
And I enjoyed that too. It was great to have you back. Otherwise, my voice would have been dead because I did a free practice free watch along and I did qualifying watch along as well. So my voice would have been dead if I was alone. So thank you, Liam, for joining me. Thanks to everyone for watching. See you next week. Have a good evening and make sure you cheer for me and Liam in Division 4 later. Thank you. Bye-bye.